Hello friends, now let's talk about cross-site scripting. So cross-site scripting vulnerability, it's a client-side attack and it's most popularly called as XSS. So cross-site scripting vulnerability is often found in a lot of web applications, especially where a user provides input to an input receiving areas like search bars, forms and feedback forms. So if the user supplied input is actually being executed by the web application, which means that web application is cross-site scripting vulnerable. So the user provides JavaScript code instead of providing a legitimate text, and if that JavaScript code is being executed by the web application, which means that web application is cross-site scripting vulnerable. So cross-site scripting vulnerability can also be used in order to steal user cookies, session IDs, and even it can also lead to CSRF attack. So cross-site scripting is of two types. The first one is reflected cross-site scripting and the second one is stored cross-site scripting. Now let's talk about both of them in much more detail. So reflected cross-site scripting is also called as non-persistent cross-site scripting because here the user input is not stored in database, which means if the user input is not stored in database, so that then the response of the web application is only shown to the user who is actually injecting that JavaScript. Which means if we are injecting something in search bar and our JavaScript is being executed by that application, which means the response of that JavaScript can only be shown to us, not anyone else, because our input is not stored in database, and the input is not stored in database and often found in search bar. Now let's talk about stored cross-site scripting. So stored cross-site scripting, also called as stored XSS and persistent XSS. Why? Because the user input is stored in database, and once the user input is stored in database, then just for example, there is one comment section and we commented out a JavaScript query, and in place of comment we added a JavaScript query and we click on submit and our comment is submit, and now if anyone visit that page, then the JavaScript also being executed on that user, which means the impact of stored cross-site scripting is much more than non-persistent cross-site scripting, and it can also lead to CSRF attack. Now let's see how we can exploit cross-site scripting vulnerability in OWASP broken web application.
Now let's try to find cross-site scripting vulnerability in Mutiliday web application. So Mutiliday is a web application maintained by OWASP, and it's already present in OWASP broken web application, which we have installed in the last video. So here you can see that my OWASP broken web application is up and running, and here is its IP address 192.168.0.143. So let me open this IP address in my Firefox. Okay, so here you can see this is the OWASP broken web application, and here is the link of OWASP Mutiliday second. So let's click on this link, and here you can see the OWASP Mutiliday web application, and on the left hand side you will see a different OWASP list, vulnerability list, and let's go here, OWASP 2013. So here you can see the different vulnerable web application challenges divided into different categories like injection attacks, broken authentication, cross-site scripting, IDOB, cross-site request forgery. But for the time being, let's go here, cross-site scripting. And now the cross-site scripting has two types, as I told you earlier, the reflected and the persistent. In reflected, nothing is stored in database, it's a temporary, and in persistent, our JavaScript is being stored in database and it's affected, and all the users which will visit that page will just get affected through our JavaScript. So first let's focus on this reflected cross-site scripting. So if you go here, select this link, set background color. Okay, now let me give you a scenario. Like you visited one website, so here is the same page or the same functionality which the website is offering to the user. Now let's try to play with it, what it's saying. So please enter the background color you would like to see. Okay, so enter the color in hex format. Now example red is this. Now let's try to add this color code and let's see what happens. And if I click on set background color, you will see our background has been changed now. Okay. Now, as I told you earlier that in cross-site scripting, our main motive is to execute JavaScript on this web application. Now, as a pen tester, what we can do is, instead of adding a simple text, instead of adding legitimate text, can we add a JavaScript here? So before going further, let me write a sample HTML code which is responsible for taking the user input for here. So just for example, I'm just writing here an example code, input type text and name equals color and value. Okay, so just for example, this is the input tag which is responsible for taking the user input, and whatever input is given by a user, like if I just give here, so this input is get stored in here in this place. So if the user will add this input, it will just get stored here. Now this tag becomes like this. Okay, now what is our motive, or what's our goal is to somehow execute JavaScript in this tag. Now just for example, what if user tries to add this as an input? Now if this is given as an input, now let's see that how this input tag looks like. So let me remove this and let me copy this out and let me paste it here. And if I paste it here, you can see that now our web application may get confused. Why? Because if we just look at here, it says our web application may think that this tag is closing here at this point due to our input. So now what we can do is, can we add another tag after this which just get execute here at this point? So just for example, let's write here script, simple JavaScript code which will alert XSS. Okay, now let's copy this input and let's paste it here, and let's see now how this tag looks like. Okay, so here you can see that our input tag is closing here, and here our script tag will going to be executed. So this is how we can analyze, or we can find that how we can get rid of the normal behavior of the web application and how we can try to execute our cross-site scripting or JavaScript. Now let's try to add or supply this input to the web application, and let's see how it looks like or how it works. Let me just write down here again, normal text, now double quotes for this is for the closing the input tag. Now let's try to add script tag here and let's see how it looks like. Okay, now if I hit enter, you will notice that we are successful to executing a JavaScript here. Our JavaScript injection or cross-site scripting injection has been successful. Here you can see, so our JavaScript has been executed. If I click on OK, you will see the same page back, same the previous page. Why? Because this is reflected XSS. Nothing is stored in database. So the response of this JavaScript will only be shown to the user who is actually adding the JavaScript into the web application. So this was all about reflected XSS. Now let's have a look at stored XSS. So in order to exploit cross-site scripting stored, so just let's go here, cross-site scripting, and now let's select this link, persistent second order, and here is one link here is one page, add to your blog. Let's click over here. And one thing more, this OWASP Multi-Day application comes in different security levels. So right now security level is 0. It's very easy. So in the upcoming video series, I'll make different video series of different vulnerabilities with their security level 5. But for this video series, I'll cover all the vulnerabilities with security level 0. Okay, so right now we are at this page, welcome to the blog. So it looks similar to any blogging website. So where we can add a blog. So what it's saying, add blog for anonymous. Okay, so first of all, let's try to add a normal text. First, let's try to analyze the normal behavior of this application. Let's add here, hello, this is a sample text. Click on save blog entry and let's see how web application is treating our text. If I scroll down, here you can see that our text is stored in comment section. Here you can see, hello, this is a sample text. Now what we can do, now let's try to inspect this element. Let's go here, inspect element. And let's over here. Okay, so here is our text. You can see, hello, this is a sample text, and this text is being enclosed in TD tag. Now what we can do, let me open a notepad file again. So here is our text. Hello, this is a sample text being enclosed by TD tag. Now what a pen tester can do, pen tester can give the input like this. Okay, so now this will be our input. Now this web application will think that this TD tag is closed here. Now let me just remove this thing and let me just copy this out and paste it between these two tags, and here you can see that our TD tag is closed here at this point, and after this TD tag we can try to add some JavaScript code. Okay, now if I just copy this out and let me remove this and paste it here. Now here you can see that we are successfully able to close the TD tag here and executing our JavaScript. Now let's copy this input and let's go back to our challenge and let's paste it here, input, and now click on save blog entry. And here you can see that we are successfully able to execute JavaScript on this page, and here you can see our session ID along with the cookie. So if I click on OK, then if I scroll down and let's try to inspect element again, and here you can see that our JavaScript is now the part of this page. And if I scroll down, here you can see that now our JavaScript is the part of this page and it's stored in the database. Now let's try to open another page, and then we will come back to this page to see that whether it's stored in database or not. Okay, so here you can see. Now let me try to refresh this page, and here you will see that this JavaScript code is being executed again and again because now this time it's stored in the database. So now in this video we have covered that what is cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, its different types. Thanks for watching this video.